So I'm here with Lee Powell at Garland's, and you know, Lee, I think when we, in this industry especially, we love flowers. We're all big about flowers.
Absolutely.
But you have gathered a collection of plants here. Their glory really is the berries that they produce.
Yeah. And right now is fall, and they're starting to color up. Not all of them are fully colored up, but they're starting to change, and they're providing a little promise for some interest in another few weeks.
And the fun thing is, I think for fall, a lot of the plants that we don't eat that berry really do show their glory in the fall season. So it's a great extension of that color season.
Absolutely.
Well, now over here, this is just loaded up. Tell me about this one.
That's a sugar time flowering crabapple, and so not only do you get the white flowers in the spring, but you get this wonderful colored berries. They're going to continue to darken and get more of a red color as the season wears on.
They are really beautiful, and I'm sure that even the yellowish gold of the leaves would then even extend the color further.
Oh, yeah, that would make it even more striking.
Now this was a delight because I have never seen this plant with berries before, and yet here they are.
And that is why I brought it out here. I hadn't seen it with the berries either. It's known more for its flowers in the spring. It's called a fringe flower tree, and it gets white fringy flowers in the late spring, early summer. But as you can see, it has a really neat looking berry. Supposedly the birds think they're fantastic. So,
well, the color is beautiful, and with the green and the blue there is just lovely. Now this one, anybody is going to have to be amazed by.
Yeah, if you've got an arbor and you like beautiful berries, the variegated porcelain vine, if you check it out, we've got everything from purple to blue to aquamarine. I mean, just wonderful spectrum of berry colors on it.
Plus the great variegated foliage of the plant is beautiful.
It's fantastic, and it's not too big of a vine. It's perfect for a small arbor. Cover it up and have some beautiful berries every fall.
Absolutely delightful. Now, while you're telling us about this one, I will find one to eat.
Okay. This is the Himalayan honeysuckle, and it has a nice dangling flower that then becomes a berry in the fall. So you see the burgundy sepals, and there's a burgundy berry underneath it that tastes like what?
Well,
try it.
Yeah. Kind of burnt caramely flavor.
Yeah, burnt butterscotch is what it's supposed to taste like.
Wow, and boy, don't you want to eat that every day. But the blooms, really, I mean, they're like beautiful pagodas.
The blooms are striking, and when it loses its leaves and its berries in the winter, the stems stay up in the winter, and they're a nice dark green, and so it really provides an interesting form and texture to your winter garden as well.
It's so true, and they're easy to maintain because even though they can get kind of large, you can just lop them off every year, so they're really easy plants. Now this one, I love this. It looks like a viburnum.
Yeah, this is a viburnum called Brandywine. It is a fairly new introduction from Proven Winners, and it is going to have pink and blue berries. They are just starting to turn, so we don't get to see it in its full glory. But when they color up, and then it'll have a nice red fall color, I think it's going to be very striking.
Wow, it will be.
And it's a nice plant for your yard. It does get pretty decent size, probably 8 to 10 feet tall, 8 to 10 feet wide, so maybe more of a background plant in your yard.
And I'm sure it takes well to pruning like most of the viburnums do anyway.
Absolutely.
Now this is like looking into space and seeing all these little planets. It's really a wonderful tree.
It almost looks like a Dr. Seuss type of tree with the fruits the way they look. This is a Kusa dogwood. This one's called Satomi Red, so it has a dark pink flower, wonderful dogwood flower in the spring, and then in the fall it gets these wonderful fruits on it.
Well, I'm not going to eat that one, although they are edible.
They are edible, but you probably wouldn't like the flavor. So,
well, if you're wondering yourself, how can I extend my summer growing season into fall and still have interesting things in the garden, certainly make a trip down here to Garland and talk with Lee and his great staff. Pick out something that'll add color to your garden throughout the fall.